It's amazing. How you doing?
Good, Nyambi. How are you? It's great to meet you.
You too.
Um, yeah, this is exciting. Congratulations on Night Court. Let's start there. I mean, you've done so many great things, but this is really cool to see you be a part of this iconic show.
Yeah, I know. I feel honored to be a part of this show. The show, I grew up watching the show and then getting a chance to then revisit and watch all of the original show again, and then this first season and figure out how I fit in and how generous everyone has been, and stepping on to see the sets and meeting John Larroquette, like, and knowing that I'm going to meet Marshall Warfield, soon, and then meeting. Well, I've met him before, but he doesn't remember me. But meeting him again for the second time, in Brent Spiner, characters from the original show. Like, I mean, it's just, I mean, a childhood dream. I never would have thought that I would step on a set that would look exactly like the thing that I loved watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, that has to be meta in a way almost to have watched it, grown up watching it, and now you're a part of it. So let's talk about it. You get the offer to audition, you get to be a part of the show. What's going through your head when you are preparing to step into this character and to tell a similar but different story that is Night Court?
Yeah, no, what goes into my head, for me, it was, I came in with some things that I wanted to explore, but at the same time, what I value is listening. So when I'm in these scenes with India, Beaufort, who's amazing, with Lacretta, who's incredible, with John Larroquette, who's genius, who with Melissa Rauch, who's all, they're all geniuses in their own right, and finding what instrument they play and figuring out what instrument do I play with their instrument so this band can be amazing. Um, it's great. It's been the listening that has helped inform who I am when it comes to in relationship to everyone. So the idea that I may have come in with has evolved and morphed into something that I think has been really fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really fun. One last question here before we wrap. You've been a part of some really, I know it's just how this works. It's just running and gunning. But I do want to ask, in particular, like Night Court or other projects you've been a part of, what are maybe one or two things for you? You mentioned listening, but are important to you when it comes to storytelling and to choosing to, to commit your time and your busy schedule to a project?
I think for me, first of all, Melissa is someone that I've known for years. Her working on The Big Bang Theory, Ion, Mike, and Molly, and our stages being right next to each other, and we would park our cars, meet in the middle, and have a great conversation, and then go our separate ways. But never, I think, thinking, oh, we're going to be working on a show, let alone an iconic show like this one. But I think the people you get to work with first and foremost. But then, as an actor, it's an opportunity to explore parts of yourself you don't get to explore. This is a character who is a yes and character who is like, yes, I could do that. I've done that. I've done that. I'm not, he's a fearless character that, whereas Nyambi is not fearless. Nyambi is a scaredy cat. So I get to explore someone who is not that, who is courageous in taking on so much, so much, so much, so much. So yeah, yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations, Nambi. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm
You too.
sure we'll meet again very
Yes,
soon.
so, mahalo.
Mahalo, and
Yep,
you have a good day. Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks. Aloha.
Aloha. Well, I'm in Colorado, but it's just a sweater I'm wearing because it's so cold everywhere I go.
We're dreaming. We're dreaming of Hawaii.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's India. It's great to meet you. I'm a huge fan. I love watching your work. And
Awesome.
this show is just so great for you. You've been a part of the seasons as we continue on with this. How exciting is it to continue the story arc and to expand your character for us to get to know them even more this season?
I every single episode where I get to learn a little bit more about Olivia makes my job easier because then I've got more to draw from. And it's been wonderful, really, getting to kind of crack open a hard shell and start to show a little bit more of her vulnerability as time goes by, while still keeping Olivia very much Olivia.
Yeah, Olivia is her own entity, which I think is really fun because we find ourselves watching week to week, wanting to, as you say, have that shell cracked a little bit. She cuts loose a little bit here and there, but is also still very well, reserved to and well respectedly as she should be in this particular story. I'm interested to know, you've done so many great projects, obviously Night Court, Present Company included. I've been asking your castmates throughout the season when we speak, what's important to you as a storyteller, India? What do you look for when it comes to a project like this that makes you want to commit your time and really dig in deep?
Brad, I'm just going to be super real with you. I have a 5-year-old and a husband and a mortgage.
I get it. I have a 9-year-old. It's fair.
Yeah,
It's a fair
I mean,
statement.
a lot of my decisions are based around the welfare of my family. Where will it shoot? Will I get to be home for dinner? Will this pay our mortgage? I also am not one of those actors yet that has benefited from multiple phone calls saying, "Hey, do you want this job?" It's been lovely that it's happened a few times in the last few years, but I never feel comfortable. I'm always just hoping I'll continue to work again. And so whilst there are certainly projects I'm drawn to, I'm kind of just ebbing and flowing and going where the snowballs roll. Um, Somehow I have managed to be incredibly fortunate in that my snowballs keep falling in really wonderful places. And I guess those are the jobs you get, right? The ones where you audition and it all just makes sense, because this role in particular feels fun and comfortable and like a version of home for me. And I think I will forever be sentimentally attached to her, long after the cameras have stopped rolling on stage 10 at Warner Brothers.
Yes. Well, congratulations, India. It's a pleasure. I can't wait to see how the rest of the season shakes out and what's next for you guys. It's always, I grew up watching the original. It was something we watched as a family. And when wind came down about there being a reboot, or a new boot, as it's been called, I was thrilled to death. Your cast is fantastic. I love watching, as always, the guest stars that come in and out, and just the fun that you have. Marsha Warfield, of course, being a part of the story now. So thank you for your time and congratulations.
Time, Brett.
Have a good day, India. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lacretta, how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
I'm good. How are you, Brett?
Good. Well, I have been looking forward to this conversation since this show started, and everything happens for a reason at the right time. Congratulations on this. This is so fun to watch you in this role.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Well, I'm curious, how has this been for you? Because you have created your own character, your own persona in the show, yet there are so many callbacks and references and Easter eggs to the original. I'm just curious to know, how has this been for you creating this story and really being able to tell new stories, and yet maintain the nostalgia of the original?
It's been overwhelming. It's been amazing. It's been life-changing. It's been a dream come true. It's a dream that I didn't even realize I had for myself. I grew up watching Night Court. It was in syndication when I got my hands on it, but I knew that even though I didn't catch all the jokes, that there was something special about this show, and that there was something that kept me coming back as a preteen to watch these people, because I loved how they interact with each other. And I've been blessed to be in a lot of projects that were new works, and new works that had living authors, and get to have conversations with them about what is this character? What do you want for them? Why do they say these things this way? And to get to know them so well that I can step away and let them have their time on stage. And I feel very much like that's what's happening here with Gerds, and getting to know her. And you've got a room full of writers who are lovingly creating all of these different characters. And I can go to any one of them and ask them questions, and they have answers for me. And that is what really informs everything that I do in this show.
Yeah, well, I was asking your co-stars, India and Nyambi. I want to ask you too, like, you find out you get this job whether it's to an audition, the process sometimes can be arduous.
Yeah.
Take us back to day one on set when you get the role, you're memorized and you're filming Night Court. Like, how does that feel to be recreating such an iconic series? Because you've done just a phenomenal job.
Oh, thank you. I'm very honored because you know, I thought to myself, oh well, you know, we're in this age of reboots, and what could this possibly be for me? Give me a break. I love Nell Carter. I was always studying what she did, even her theater stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, that's what's gonna happen for me. So I hope that I'm in a place in my career where I can actually be seen for it and be taken taken insert word here, brain is frying, for this role. And then this came along, and it came out of the blue. But sadly, we were during the pandemic, but also it worked out for me because then I got to be in the comfort of my own home and do these auditions and do my callbacks and to do my final test. So, you know, I threw some chicken in the air fryer because I knew that I was going to be ravenous. My appetite was all messed up until then. So I had the roasted chicken coming up my nose, and I was talking about potatoes and having a good time with everyone on the Zoom call. And I think that took a layer of desperation and a layer of pressure off of me that I could glow and shine in that audition. And here we are.
Yeah, well, I'm just in love with all of you guys. This is such a good show. And yeah, the jokes, I was rewatching some of the original, and then we spoke with Marsha. Miss Warfield was saying, you know, even though it was very bawdy and very, you know, cutting edge at the time, it still stands today, and this fits right in there, you know, in the middle, not the bookend of pop culture history. And I just hope this show continues on for many seasons. Lacretta, it's a pleasure. I'm a fan. I love watching your work, and I appreciate your time. It's been an honor chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.